Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss about a few more medical terminology related prefixes that denotes the information related to body part. Okay, so prior to this session also like we have discussed various session where we discuss about the prefixes that denotes different things like body part information related to body part, shape, size, color and other properties as well, right? So this session is in the continuation of the same and we are in the part 31st. Okay, so today like we will discuss few more prefixes that denote body part. Now, for those who don't know what is the meaning of prefix and who are directly referring this session, just for them, I'm repeating the definition for prefix. That prefix is a word that attaches at the beginning of the medical terminology, and from there it generate or produce any meaning. Okay, it that information could be related to body part, color, shape, size, and there are many properties, right? So then that type of word is known as prefix. Okay, so just make sure that whenever you are reading any medical terminology, then the beginning part, the initial word, is known as prefix, and from that word only you have to identify like whether it is providing any information related to body part or uh, any other thing like shape, size, color, etc. Okay, so this is all about the prefix definition. Now, how we are going to proceed with this session? First of all, I'll tell you the definition and the meaning of the prefixes, which we are covering today. And once it is clear, then we will look for the further examples. Okay, examples which is related to those prefixes itself, because at the end in the interviews or maybe in the exams, you are supposed to identify the terminology by just looking at the terminology, right? So in that case you should know about the prefixes, and also you should be able to identify the meaning of terminology by looking at the prefix. So let's start with the first prefix. For today we have the first prefix we have is mam or masto. Mam or masto. Now what is mam or masto? These are the prefix which is used to denote the information related to breast. Okay, so whenever there is any kind of medical procedure and there, if you doctors are generating any kind of report related to the breast, then in that case they can utilize the prefix mam or masto. Okay, so here you can see I have noted down couple of examples, so we will walk through each of them. The first example is mammogram. Now what is mammogram? It is a diagnostic imaging test using X-rays to examine the breast for abnormalities. Okay, so like in this thing, what will happen? Like diagnostic imaging is performed using the X-ray machines to examine the breast for the abnormalities. Then this thing or this diagnostic imaging test is known as mammogram. Mammogram. Okay, so mammogram is the complete medical terminology, and mam is a prefix that we are using to denote the information related to breast. Then in second example we have mammography. Now what is mammography? It is a process for obtaining mammograms for breast cancer screening. Okay, so for the treatment of breast cancer, a mammography operation is performed, or you can say mammography process is performed for obtaining the mammograms for the breast cancer screening. Then this entire process is known as mammography, which is initiated with the prefix mammo. Okay. Next we have mammary gland adenoma. Mammary gland adenoma, which means a benign tumor arising from the mammary gland tissue. Okay, so this is a condition where the tumors start arising from the mammary gland tissues. Then in that case we will utilize the terminology mammary gland adenoma, which is composed with the prefix mammo or mam, which is again related to breast. Now if you look at the fourth example, which is mastectomy. Mastectomy means surgical removal of one or both breast. Again, for some medical reason, if the patient is suffering from any disease like breast cancer or anything, then in that case surgical removal is performed in order to in order to remove both or one or both breast from the body. Then in that case, we will use the terminology mastectomy. Mastectomy. Okay. So this is all about this prefix. Now, if you look at all the examples, then you will find only one common thing, which is breast. In every example, we are talking about related to breast only. Okay. So yeah, now we will look at the next prefix, which is meningo or meninges. So meninge or meningo is a prefix that we use in order to denote the information related to meninges. Now, for those who don't know the meaning of meninges, it is a three layers of membrane, which is used to protect the brain and spinal cord. Okay, so this type of membrane we will call it as a meninges. Okay. Now, if you look at all the example, each and every example is started with the prefix meninge or meningo, and every example is talking about the meninges. That's why we are using the prefix meninge or meningo. Now we will walk through each and every example to understand the meaning. The first one is meningocele. Meningocele means uh, then the protrusion of the meninges through a defect in the skull or spinal cord. Okay, so when we are doing the uh, protrusion of the meninges through a defect in a skull or spinal cord, then this thing we will denote with the help of meningocele. Okay, then we have uh, meningiocephal, meningiocephalitis. Meningiocephalitis, which means inflammation of both the meninges and the brain. Okay, so if both the meninges and brain are inflamed, then in that case we will use the terminology meningocephalitis. Okay, likewise, if you look at the third example, which is meningotomy. Meningotomy means surgical incision into the meninges. For some medical purposes, if the surgical incision is performed into the meninges, then that thing we will denote with the help of meningotomy. Meningotomy. Okay. Then we have meningovascular. What is meningovascular? Pertaining to the involvement of both vessel and meningi. Okay. So again, we are discussing related to the meningi. That's why we are using the prefix meningovascular. Meningovascular is complete medical terminology where meningo is used in order to showcase the meninges. Okay. So yeah, so far we have discussed two type of prefixes. First one is Mamm or Masto, which is for breast, and then we discussed about the meninge or meningo, which is related to meninges. Okay. Now we will look at the third prefix, which is muscul or muscular. Muscle or muscular prefix are used in order to denote the muscles. Okay, so like its name is even suggesting that it is used for muscles, right? So just look at the examples. The first example is musculature. Musculature means the system or arrangement of muscles in the body. The system or arrangement of the muscles in the body is known as musculature. Okay. Likewise, if you look at the second example, which is musculocutaneous. Musculocutaneous means pertaining to both muscle and skin. Pertaining to both muscles and skin. Then this thing we will denote with the help of musculocutaneous. Now, if you look at the third example, which is musculogenesis, it means the development or formation of muscle tissue. The development or formation of the muscle tissue. Then this thing we will denote with the help of musculogenesis. In the fourth example, you will find uh, you will find another example. In fourth example, we are talking about musculotendinous, which means relating to both muscles and tendons. Okay, so these all are example for muscle or musculo prefix, which is used to denote the information related to muscle. Okay, so yeah, these are the three prefixes which I would like to share with you all in this session. I hope it is clear to all of you. And for today, there is one question for you guys, which is what information is provided by the prefix lympho and lipo. Okay, so I request you to share your knowledge for this question and put the answer in the comment section. But if you have any doubt in this topic, then you can refer the previous session, because there we have already discussed these topic in detail. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching TechSharmit.